Hi sweeties, I'm Christina F. Solomon and I will be your lecturer in professional enhancement, specifically in mathematics in the modern world. Now let's proceed to the first question. The quantities or qualities measured or observed that are to be collected and or analyzed. The correct answer here is data. Data is made up of raw numbers typically with many variables. These numbers often come from research that was conducted as part of a study or survey and a primary source. Data is capable of being analyzed using statistical procedures. A set of possible values having a specific order. Some examples are pain level, social status, attitude toward a subject. The correct answer here is ordinal scale. Ordinal indicates order. Ordinal data is quantitative data which have naturally occurring orders and the difference between is unknown. It can be name, group, and also rank. Measured on continuum and difference between any two numbers on the scale are of known size. Some examples are temperature, tons of garbage, number of arrests, income, and age. The correct answer here is interval scales. The interval scale is a quantitative measurement scale where there is order. The difference between the two variables is meaningful and equal, and the presence of zero is arbitrary. It measures variables that exist along a common scale at equal intervals. The measures used to calculate the distance between the variables are highly reliable. It consists of a finite set of possible values having no particular order. Some examples include gender, mode of transportation, nationality, occupation, and civil status. The correct answer here is nominal scales. A nominal scale is a scale of measurement used to assign events or objects into discrete categories. This form of scale does not require the use of numeric values or categories ranked by class, but simply unique identifiers to label each distinct category. Next one, it refers to a data type that can be stored and identified based on the names or labels given to them. The correct answer here is categorical data. Different values or categories which cannot be predicted with certainty. The correct answer here is variables. The three common types of variables are the following except the data variables. The three common types of variables are the independent variables or X, which are also called explanatory variables. These may be continuous, nominal, or ordinal. The next one is the dependent variable or Y variable, which are also called the response variables. And lastly, the control variables or the Z variables. Variables can be classified as qualitative variable and quantitative variable. It is also called explanatory variables. This may be continuous, nominal, or ordinal. As I have said, this is called the independent variables. An independent variable is the variable you manipulate, control, or vary in experimental study to explore its effect. It's called independent because it's not influenced by any other variables in the study. Independent variables are also called explanatory variables because they explain an event or outcome. Next one is, it can be measured and ordered. This question is, it is simply used as labels to distinguish one group from the other. Furthermore, this variable may be discrete or continuous variable. The correct answer here is qualitative variables. Next one, it uses statements with numerals in order to describe the data for the concrete information and in expository form. It is to discuss the data and the information and interpretation it carries. The correct answer here is textual presentation. It uses a statistical table to directly display the quantities or values collected as data. The correct answer here is tabular present. The data gathered shall be presented, analyzed, and interpreted that can be easily understood by the reader. Data may be presented in textual, tabular, graphical, or a combination of. Illustrates data in a form of graphs, aiding readers to understand the text easily. The correct answer here is graphical presentation. A graph is the most attractive, effective, and convincing way. There are various types of graphs we can prepare like bar graph, circle graph, line graph, and also picture graph. So the following are the three measures of central tendency except central tendency refers to the center of a distribution of observations. There are three measures of central tendency, specifically the mean, the median, and the mode. It is the difference between the highest score and the lowest score. It gives us the quickest estimate. The correct answer here is range. Range is the difference between the highest score and the lowest score in a distribution. Range is the simplest and the crudest measure of variation. Simplest because we shall only consider the highest score and the lowest score. Now we're going to solve for the interquartile range given quartile 1 is equal to 53.6 and quartile 3 is equal to 75.5. The answer here is 21.9. In computing the interquartile range, we're going to subtract quartile 3 minus the quartile 1. We have here quartile 3 is equal to 75.5 minus the quartile 1 is equal to 53.6. And if we're going to subtract it, the answer here is 21.9. Next, for a set of data where quartile 1 is equal to 30, quartile 2 is equal to 55, and quartile 3 is equal to 80, calculate the interquartile range. The answer here is 50. As we have said, interquartile range can be computed quartile 3 minus the quartile 1, wherein our quartile 3 here is 80 minus 30. Interquartile range is equal to 50. Next one, another name for a normal distribution. It is called Gaussian distribution. Normal distribution is also called Gaussian distribution. Normal distribution is a special kind of symmetric distribution and it represents some properties in mathematics. It is very important when comparing between scores and making statistical decisions. It can be determined using the values of the mean and standard deviation. Next one, the following are the properties of normal distribution except the mean, median, and mode are all equal. The curve is symmetric at the center. The total area under the curve is 1, or exactly half of the values is asymmetric. The correct answer here is the letter D. Exactly half of the score is asymmetric. As we have said, normal distribution is a special kind of symmetric distribution. It represents some properties in mathematics. It is a mathematical equation that allows us to predict a response for a given predictor value. The correct answer here is linear regression. Linear regression analysis is used to predict the value of a variable based on the value of another variable. The variable you want to predict is called the dependent variable. The variable you are using to predict the other's variable is called the independent variable. Next one, Bella's score in a 100 item was the median score. What is the equivalent of her score in percentile? The answer here is 50, because the median is the point of the scale that divides the distribution of scores in half. Half of the scores fall above the median and half fall below. And here we have 100 item and half of it is 50. Next one, if you have the variance, how do you get the standard deviation? You're just going to take the square root. Next one, Mr. Dave has just given a biology exam and wanted to calculate the range of performance of his student. What must he do? The answer here is subtract the lowest score from the highest score. As we have said, range is the difference between the highest score and the lowest score. To determine the mean of a set of data, the first step is to add the sum of the values in the set. Next one, it starts with the general statements and look for the possibility to reach a specific conclusion. The answer here is deductive reasoning. Find the missing terms in the sequence A, 2, E, 4, I, E, blank 8, U, and blank. The answer here is O and 10. Correct answer here is George Polya. George Polya has an important influence on problem solving in mathematical education. He stated that good problem solvers tend to forget the details and tend to focus on the structure of the problem, while poor problem solvers focus on the opposite. And he designed the next question. Kim and Tim asked to repair a cabinet. Kim can repair the cabinet by himself in 12 hours, and Tim can repair the cabinet by herself in 13 hours. How long would it take to repair the cabinet if they work together? First, we're going to Tim asked to repair a cabinet. Kim can repair the cabinet by himself in 12 hours, and Tim can repair the cabinet by herself in 13 hours. How long would it take to repair the cabinet if they work together? The answer here is 6.24 hours. We use the formula T over A plus T over B is equal to 1, wherein A is for the hour of the first person and B is for the hour of the second person. Here, the hour of the first person is 12 plus the hour of the second person is 13. And if we're going to compute our equation here, first we're going to the denominator of our equation, and the common denominator is 156. How do we get 156? We just multiply 12 multiplied by 13, and we have now 156 multiplied by the quantity of t over 12 plus t over 13 is now equal to 1. Now we're going to multiply 156 into the numerator including the 1. And we get 156t all over 12 plus 156t all over 13 is now equal to 156. And if we're going to simplify it, we just divide 156 divided by 12, we get 13t plus 156t divided by 13, you get 12t. And now it is equal to 156. Next is we're going to add 13t plus 12t and we get 25t is equal to 156, and we need to divide both sides to get the value of t. So t now is equal to 6. Next one is Athena bought 5 apples for 50 pesos per piece, 6 oranges for 25 each, 2 kilos of grapes for 245 per kilo, and 4 kilos of mangoes for 90 pesos per kilo. How much did he? The answer here is 1,200. We're going to identify what is given in the information, the known data or values, and what is unknown and to be solved as required by the problem. The known data are 5 apples and it costs 50 pesos. So we need to multiply 5 multiplied by 50 and we get 250. 6 oranges multiplied by 25, we get 150. 2 kilos multiplied by 245, we get 490. 4 kilos multiplied by 90, we get 360. Then add the total cost of each item. We have 250 plus 150 plus 490 plus 360, and the total is 1,250. She sold books twice as much yesterday than today. If he sold 36 books for 2 days, how many books did he sell yesterday? The answer here is 9. Let x be the number of books he sold yesterday, then 3x for the number of books he sold today. So the total of books he was sold is x plus 3x is equal now to 4x. And this must be equal to 36. Now if we're going to simplify this equation, we have 4x is equal to 36, and we will divide both sides into 4 to get the value of our x. So 4x divided by 4 is equal to x is now 36 divided by 4 is equal to 9. Therefore, Shia sold 9 books yesterday. Next one, find the next term in the sequence CDE, DEF, EFG, FGH, blank, and blank. The correct answer here is G, HI, HIJ. As we have seen in the sequence, we can observe that the two last letters has been repeated. So we have here the CDE, the DEF, the EFG, and then the FGH. Next one, identify the following, the academic ranking of scholars. The answer here is discrete variable. Discrete variable are countable values. It can only take a finite numbers of values such as the number of COVID-19, deaths every day, number of pets, academic ranking of universities, coins in your pocket, and others. Next one, identify the following, the number of pets. As we have said, this is included in the discrete variable. Identify the following, academic ranking of universities. The answer here is discrete variable. Identify the following, the volume of water in different containers. The answer here is continuous variable. Continuous variable is a value that obtained by measuring it and may not be accurate. It can be divided into small increments including fractional and decimal values such as temperature, distance traveling from house to school, time spent waiting, the volume of water in different containers. Identify the following, selected BSE Mathematics and UCU. The answer here is sample. Sample is a small or large portion that represents the population. Next one, it is the whole set of individuals or objects under study. The correct answer here is population. A population is a whole, it's every member of a group. A population is the opposite to a sample, which is a fraction or percentage of a group. Sometimes it's possible to survey every member of a group. Next one, it collect, organize, summarize, and present data in a useful and informative way. The statistician tries to describe a given situation. The answer here is descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistic is a method concerned with collecting. Descriptive statistic is a method concerned with collecting, describing, and analyzing a set of data without drawing conclusions or inferences about a large group. Next one, a statistical tool used in comparing more than two population means. This is also used when the observation of different groups are selected or random sampling from a normally distributed population. The correct answer here is the analysis of variance or ANOVA. Next one, it determines how the data is distributed around the central values, the mean, median, and mode. The correct answer here is next one. He is the father of geometry and the first Egyptian mathematician who initiated a new way of thinking, the study of geometry, and introduced a new way of proving. Next question, the blank are the values in the distribution that divides the data into 100 equal parts. The answer here is percentile. One way of assessing performance is by the use of percent. The percentiles are the score points that divides the distribution into 100 equal parts. Next one, determines a numerical value in the central region of a distribution of scores. The answer here is central tendency. Next one, we're going to find the mean of the following data: 24, 25, 33, 50, 53, 66, and 78. In calculating the mean of the different distribution, we're going to use the formula of the summation of xi all over n, wherein we're going to add all the following data divided by the total number of observation. Here we have 24 plus 25 plus 33 plus 50 plus 53 plus 66 plus 78 divided by 7, and now it is equal to 329 divided by 7. So 329 divided by 7, we get 47. Next one, the following are the properties of mean except. Mean is the most reliable measures of central tendency. It is greatly affected by extreme values. Mean can be calculated for any set of numerical data, or mean is the most unreliable measures of central tendency. The answer here is mean is the most unreliable measures of central tendency, because the truth is mean is the most reliable measure of central tendency. Next one, the following are the properties of mode except the most unreliable measures of central tendency. It is an inspection average. The most reliable measures of central tendency. The most reliable measure of central tendency. Next one, the following are the properties of median except it is used when the data is ordinal, used when there are extreme values, it is not affected by extreme values, or used when data are interval or ratio. The correct answer here is used when data are interval or ratio. Next one, which among the measures of central tendency is not influenced by outliers? The correct answer here is median. Outlier is an extreme score, is an extreme value in a set of data which is much higher or lower than the other numbers. Measures of central tendency are mean, median, and mode. Outliers affect the mean value of the data but have little effect on the median of a given set of data. Next one, Monica obtained the following results from her mathematics exams: 80, 82, 83, and 91. What score must she get on the next exam so that her average score is 85? The answer here is 89. Let X be the next score that she will get on the next exam. So we're going to add 80 plus 82 plus 83 plus 91 plus X divided by 5 to get the average score, and it is equal to 85. Next is we must multiply 5 multiplied by 85 to remove the denominator. So now we have 80 plus 82 plus 83 plus 91 plus X is equal to 425. To get the value of X, we need to transpose the 80, 82, 83, and 91 on the other side. And we have now X is equal to 425 minus 80, minus 82, minus 83, and minus 81, and we get 89. Next one, in a mathematics test, 80 students obtained the following scores: 10, 15, 12, 18, 16, 24, 12, and 14. What is the median score? The correct answer here is 14.5. First, we need to arrange the data in ascending order, just like 10, 12, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18, and 24. Next, we need to use the equation to find the exact location of the median. So the median place is equal to n plus 1 all over 2. And we need to substitute 8. Our n is equal to 8 plus 1 all over 2 is now equal to 4.5 place. From the arranged data, locate the 4.5 value in the distribution, and that is between the 4th and 5th value. So we need to add the 14 plus 15 divided by 2, and now we get 14.5. That's all, sweeties. Thank you for listening. See you on the next video.